For Conservatives in Ontario, yet more disturbing news is emerging that Patrick Brown, leader of the Progressive Conservative Party, might be Conservative in name only. And despite promises to be open and transparent when it comes to local riding nomination meetings, the precise opposite seems to be happening. Case in point, the Rebel was informed that the nomination meeting for the King Vaughan PC riding northwest of Toronto last Sunday had been cancelled by the local riding association. The reason, according to Roman EVTUKH, the president of the King Vaughan Riding Association, was that there were, quote, multiple and systemic procedural non-compliances by party headquarters conflicting with its own rules and constitution, end quote. Translation: the PC party establishment, for reasons that are still shrouded in mystery, apparently did not like the choice of candidate favored by the local riding association, KONSTANTIN TOUBIS. But even though the meeting was cancelled by the riding association, the PC Party of Ontario went ahead with it anyway. And what followed next wasn't pretty nor very democratic. Indeed, for TYSICK, what happened in King Vaughan last week was déjà vu all over again. That's because a similar thing happened to him in the riding of Carleton. So what's going on here?
They're really just removing people with real conservative values and putting in people who are Liberal or NDP. I mean, we've seen a number of nominations that have been highly suspect, have been challenged, have been brought up in the media, very outspoken, where actual Liberal Party members are being given the seat and Conservative people are being kicked out. I think this is a strategy to, I think Patrick is basically replacing the party's values with those on the left.
It all seems so baffling. With the popularity of the Ontario Liberals in free fall, why would a progressive Conservative leader want to make the PC party more like the Liberal Party?
I understand that these Liberals are seeing the writing on the wall. They see that all these agendas they've worked so hard for, with, like you said, the Liberal Party being so wildly unpopular, they're not going to win the next election. So they're trying to infiltrate this party so they can keep their agenda and programs moving forward. I understand the Liberals try and do that. What I can't understand is why the leader of this party is helping them to do that. And he really is. He's getting involved to make sure that they get into these seats.
In fact, TYSICK thinks that deep down, Patrick Brown really is a Liberal.
I think he firmly believes in those values on the left. If you look, he has whipped his caucus to vote in support of Liberal motions that have no conservatism to them.
Certainly what happened in King Vaughan was not a one-off, but part of an ongoing trend in which Conservative candidates championed by the local riding associations are removed by the party in favor of candidates that seem to be more red than blue.
I mean, you've got literally, look at what happened to Bob Deckert. He withdrew saying that his nomination was rigged. The guy who won it ran for the Liberals last federal election. And you've got Daryl Christoph in Windsor. He ran municipally in 2014 for the Toronto City Council. All his literature from the time says proud member of the Liberal Party of Ontario and Canada. And then you've got in Mississauga, Streetsville, I think it was, you have a candidate who the riding association removed, saying you are not a Conservative. And the party intervened to put her back in. She had tweets going out that were her and Kathleen Wynne saying, my all-time favorite premier.
Not surprisingly, many were furious with the party establishment's hijinks. Here's Riding Association President Roman EVTUKH.
According to the Constitution of the Progressive Conservative Party, we believe in freedom of speech. You know what? There is no camera signs and we honor it. No cameras allowed. We're not bringing. We brought this equipment to voice our concern in case we are not allowed to speak out publicly. We were kicked out. I was threatened to be expelled even though I have the invitation to come to attend this, and they wanted to expel me.
Also on hand to voice his displeasure was former PC member and now head of the Trillium Party, Bob Jacek. Jacek says the reason he abandoned the PCs is that Brown favors policies and practices that are championed by the left, such as the carbon tax.
Ontario is a manufacturing province. What do we do here? We're not like BC. We're not a resource dependent province. We make stuff. At least we did make stuff. So what's the thing that can kill this province right now? A carbon tax. Patrick Brown stood up at the AGM, the provincial AGM, and he said, we support the carbon tax. I can't think of a more non-conservative policy that, other than trying to destroy the jobs in Ontario, than we are supporting the carbon tax. That says goodbye jobs. That says goodbye hope to so many families. And you could have heard a pin drop at that AGM.
And TYSICK maintains Brown should realize he's embracing a failed strategy, given that he cannot out-liberal the Liberals. But check out this gulp-inducing incident, folks. The PC head honchos didn't like the idea that TYSICK was going public with his criticism of the party. So what did they do? They called the cops. Seriously. Usually the police shy away from political nomination meetings, but not this time. Count them, 6 cruisers descended upon the venue.
This is the new Ontario. Patrick Brown's organizers have a problem, and you saw like 5, 6 police cars come rolling in here. Yeah, he's not getting his way. Bring the muscle in. Get the police involved.
Now, TYSICK was told they were summoned because a complaint was received that he had been, quote, causing a disturbance. How so? By giving a media interview in a public place? Now, another former Conservative, BRYAN MOIR, was shocked by what had transpired.
We talk a lot about democracy in this country, but it's very seldom that you see something so undemocratic as what we witnessed today. And the way in which they ran this meeting, I can only say that if this is the best the progressive Conservatives can do at a meeting, then Kathleen Wynne should have nothing to fear and probably represents a better alternative to running the government than what I saw here today. This is a travesty, and that takes a lot for me to say, because I am no fan of the Liberal government by any stretch of the imagination. They will ruin our future. They've already ruined our future. But watching what went on here today, this is amateur hour, and if it's going to be amateur hour, I'd rather be with the devil I know than the devil I don't.
Finally, the Riding Association's candidate of choice, KONSTANTIN TOUBIS, was eventually given the boot from the meeting. Understandably, he was furious by the turn of events.
It's not about just people who is here. It's about all members of the PC, and this is all about the residents of Ontario, and this is all about the citizens of our beautiful country. We are here not because of the backroom politics. We are not here even because to win the election. We are here to make sure we still have a freedom of speech according to the Constitution. We still have the right to decide what to do, and we don't need any dictatorship in this beautiful country. I came from Soviet Union. I don't need another dictatorship in this beautiful country. I don't need another North Korea in Canada. We are the Riding Association. The board of the Riding Association was refused to have a contact with its own members by the party's headquarters. Can you imagine? This is simple dictatorship. This is dictatorship caused by the party of Patrick Brown. I'm a Conservative member. I want for Conservative to win, and I want to have at the same time the democracy and freedom of speech, and to make everything according to rules and Constitution, and without any backroom politics. I don't want for the party to decide who's going to be the next winner. I want for the members to decide who's going to be the next winner.
Now, we did reach out to several senior PC party officials to get their side of the story in terms of what happened in King Vaughan, but none would come on camera. Yet the harsh reality remains. The People's Choice, KONSTANTIN TOUBIS, is out, while the party's choice, Stephen Lecce, is in. And the people of King Vaughan are left wondering what happened and why did it happen? For the Rebel.media, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Like what you just saw? Then click subscribe below and never miss another Rebel video.